And we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show number 101. We're in the triple digits now. Very exciting. I am Kim White. I'm the founder and fierce leader of the My Sexy Business team and community. And I am joined by the beautiful Jill Olish, who is the founder of Mama Outspoken and executive team leader of My Sexy Business. So welcome, Jill, and thank you for co-hosting with me.
Good morning, Kim. I'm happy to be on show 101, where we're bringing a whole bunch of fun stuff today. So exciting morning.
Well, we have to make a little confession right out of the gate. We confess a lot around here, just saying. But I think we need to make a confession that I actually banished everyone. So Jill and I are the responsible parties if anything goes awry. We're just saying it out loud up front. And most of the responsible, if it's bad, is on this side of the screen, and if it's good, it's on the other side of the screen. So let me say that.
I will have to say we have nobody in the green room worrying about the rogueness that is about to happen in this episode. So I know we're buckling up, but I think you watching should buckle up with us.
Well, and I think it's kind of cute because last week's show was totally different because it was a lot of celebrating for the 100th show. But this week we are leveling up some things, and just be watching because the next few shows are going to be, there's a lot of changes, Jill. There's a lot of changes.
Yeah, definitely a lot of changes. And if you are tuning in to the Good Morning Entrepreneurs for the first time, for the 101st time, or anywhere in between, this show is for everybody. We are a bunch of entrepreneurs putting this on together, but it is for entrepreneurs. So you can see the firsts, the seconds, the 101sts, and all of the things in between that we get to do. But it's a place for you to come and get some encouragement, all kinds of tips and just ideas, things that you might be able to see yourself doing and be encouraged to do as well. So it is for you watching if you are here or stumbled upon it. So stay tuned because you might find something really beneficial out of being here with us this morning.
We want you to find something fun, give you some laughs and some great serious things. So yes. I think we should head on over, Jill,
to our first segment. You got it.
Welcome to Entrepreneur Land. It's the land we business owners live in, I feel like. I think that it's important for us to share the theme of the show each week during Entrepreneur Land. We just want to make sure you can follow along. We're doing our best to find some great things from all the questions we get and all the things. It is refresh, renew, and repurpose. We want to share throughout the show how we have refreshed, renewed, and repurposed some of the pieces from the last 100 shows. Sometimes it's a heavy lift because entrepreneurs, at least like me, the heartaholics out there, tend to make it harder than it has to be because we think we have to reinvent the wheel every time. And I want you guys to know you can refresh something you already have, you can renew it in some way, and you can repurpose things so that you are not having such a heavy lift. So, Jill, I'm excited about this theme today. I know you are too.
I am. And as we're talking about it, it just reminds me of the 3 R's where we do recycle, renew. So it helps us get out of sometimes, I think, the entrepreneurial rut that we can get into when we don't think about these things and how we can refresh, renew, or repurpose something. So I think the 3 R's here are something to keep in our back pockets as a tool for entrepreneurship so we can not be stuck in that overwhelm.
I completely agree. And I just realized, Jill, I did not download what I needed to download. And I am laughing because, hello, this is how it operates around here sometimes.
That's quite okay.
So let me quickly scramble live. I just giggle because this is how it works, y'all. Just so you know, there are times when it is something that we have to stop and just figure out along the way. And we did it. Okay. So I think that we need to go into, and I did not do it properly because it should have been that. Should have been that. But we have some breaking news. And I think that if we can turn the banner off, we need to talk for just a second about the breaking news. We celebrate around here. We believe in celebrating because we work really hard doing the things we want to do. The breaking news is the GME Chronicles have changed up some things, and it is very exciting. So if we could head on over to our GME Chronicles, it is breaking news today.
Thank you, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. My name is Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today, March 21st, 2025. The GME Chronicles is a celebration of moving the needle in our businesses. And we want to share these numbers out loud with you, not to show off, but to show you what is possible when we come together in business. Last week included 4 Pilates classes with Kat, My Sexy Business held Kitchen to Kitchen, rounds 30 and 31 of Fire Up Mastermind, 2 sessions of Simple Publishing Mastermind, and 2 sessions of Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. I was featured in an article in my local newspaper. Adam was quoted in the New York Times. He also published an interview with Kim David-Smith. And My Sexy Business went live with show number 100 of Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Happy 100th episode, Jamie! And be sure to check out our YouTube channel so you, one, get to watch that 100th episode, and subscribe so you never miss an upcoming show or clip. 5 new podcast episodes dropped last week. Go give them a listen. We had Sisters in Service with episode 186, Mucked Up My Self-Care with episode 99, 5 and 15 Interviews Leadership Series with episode 56, Late Bloomer Living with episode 223, and Buckets and Boomgates with episode 93. On Clubhouse, Adam and Denise hosted the My Sexy Business Not Creepy Room on Wednesday. And on Thursday, My Sexy Business held the 27th Walk and Talk with the community. You can connect with the Roving Reporters through the GME directory. Head over to mysexybusiness.com/GME. Scroll down to the Roving Reporter directory, click that button, and you can find all of us there. Last week's number of 22 brings the grand total to 6,313 amazing things done collectively by this community in just over 3 years. We look forward to more updates coming up next week. If you are ready to join in on the fun around here, you can find us coming up at the Mama Outspoken Village, gathering tomorrow, the Big Show and Tell next week, and you can always join the community where we are meeting up, like the Clubhouse audio app, Buckets and Boomgate Studio, at Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, the Walk and Talk, Kitchen to Kitchen, and wherever you're watching now on GME. Check out our events page on our website at mysexybusiness.com/events for upcoming information about all that we have going on. back to you in the GME studio. Cheers!
Oh my goodness. I am going to tell you, Jilla, that was amazing. And I got kicked out in the middle. I don't know what in the world happened.
Well, I'm glad you made it back in because I panicked a little when I saw you leave in the green room.
Yeah, I was just going to take a walk around the block real quick. I want to say thank you and give a shout out real quick to Kat Corchado because she sent me this "You Are Freaking Fabulous" mug with her smallspacepilates.com from her yacht club. So I love it, and that's my cheers mug today.
I love that. That's so cool. So cool.
I'm trying to reacclimate, y'all, just being honest, because that was scary getting kicked out. I don't know what that was about. Just saying.
Well, to help you out, Kim, I know we have a birthday shout out to mention because we have a friend of ours whose birthday is or was this week.
It was yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
And so happy birthday, Lisa Sullivan. We love you and we're glad you're part of the community.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
We also have a whole lot going on in this show, Jill. Can I just say that?
Yes.
A whole lot. So I want to just say out loud that this next segment in the video with it actually is a repurpose. It is one that we have used the video itself. It's in a new format, but it was used before. And I want to just say it out loud. The reason we want to reuse it again is it's so good.
Yes.
So when you have something you know that is so good and you want to use it again, y'all take the limits off and do that. Because I think whenever we are, I don't know, I think we kind of get bougie sometimes or fancy. And that is Surprise and Delight Marketing with the roving reporter, Donna Bender. And it's about the power of a pen. Jill, did you want to talk about it at all before we head over to her segment?
Yeah. So one of the things that is super powerful that Donna tells us is how we can refresh our thinking to having an impact by something that we can gift. So I want you to, keep that in mind and how you can refresh your thinking in your business to actually make a bigger impact than you might have with an original thought.
Love it.
So let's head over to Donna.
And Carrie, this is Donna Bender coming to you today as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is about the power of a pen. Did you know that according to the promotional products industry's yearly sales survey, pens are the third largest category in a $25 billion industry? Shortly after I moved to Dallas 19 years ago, it was recommended that I should consider the promotional products industry for my next job opportunity. My initial reaction was not a favorable one. Why? Because the image I had conjured up in my mind was of a sleazy salesperson selling every cheap thing on the planet from inside of his trench coat, including cheap leaky pens. And this is one of the reasons I have been so passionate about offering the right branded products and gifts that have a high perceived value and or that I have tested personally or given out myself. So why are pens so popular? 60% of people use a pen 5 to 10 times a day, and 73% of people carry one at all times. When your brand is on a pen, you want to make sure that pen not only looks nice, it has longevity and will leave a positive, lasting impression in brand recall. So when a client tells me they need 1,000 cheap pens, I like to remind them that I do not like to waste anyone's money. And then I ask this: would you rather be remembered for the cheap pen that leaks or breaks, or the pen that everybody wants to steal off your desk? Either way, you will be remembered. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
Love it.
It's a great message.
It is a great message. Donna has taught us so much through the community, but she also has so much that she offers, Jill, in what she calls the big show and tell, her monthly live stream. I do have a quick picture to put up because I am giggling over the fact that she is so fun. Let me just say this. A lot of times it's not fun to learn certain things, and she is so fun. These are just the costumes that she has worn to do her big show and tell or to do a segment for us here on GME because she is a roving reporter. So y'all, Chiquita Banana, Wonder Woman, the pizzeria guy, the plant, you can just look all over, the pirate. I actually think I'm going to make it bigger, Jill. So hold on, buckle up, Jill.
We need to see these pictures.
So she will get you, and she does. She gets you big marketing and branding results. And don't worry, you don't have to dress up in a costume. She does that just to entertain us. She's teaching us, but it is so fun. And it is an award-winning show. That is official. And she just does a really good job.
Love it. It can be very boring to learn about marketing, and Donna turns the table with that with her big show and tell. Makes it completely entertainment value driven in making it easy to understand how to incorporate this into our businesses. So that's definitely a positive and a plus in the show, but it is so helpful in learning the hard stuff that we tend to find challenging to learn.
100%, Jill. And can you throw up her YouTube channel, because this is where she streams it?
Yeah.
It is actually the last Tuesday of every month, so you can go back and watch previous shows. But if you want to be there live and ask Donna questions, it is the last Tuesday of every month.
And she's Donna Bender Giving on YouTube. So you got to make sure you throw in that giving at the end of her name.
Be sure and subscribe, and like all of them, you will get a good giggle. You will get a good giggle, though, and big results. So how awesome is that?
I love it. Oh, man. Well, there's some other things that go along with the power of what we can do in our businesses and how we can leave an impression on someone. And I think there's a lot to do with behind the scenes of where people can find us and our findability. And that visibility matters. So there's some tricky things that we learn, but we have another roving reporter who makes it very easy for us to grab this information. And that is our Denise Millet with helping entrepreneurs be findable online. Today's segment, she is tackling SEO tactics for entrepreneurs and small business owners.
When you're talking SEO, it's pretty intimidating because there's so many people out there talking about SEO.
Yes.
And it doesn't make any sense to some of us.
I know. It's the industry has not been very good at sharing simple terminology, simple explanations for what it's all about. There's a lot of techniques, tactics that have worked in the past, and they're trying to get you on the first page of search results so that you get the click from somebody. And that's fine if you're a very large corporation. It takes a lot of effort. And entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners, we don't have to do that. We need to write good stuff, and our people are going to find it about our specific topics. We don't need to be at the top of the page. They are going to find us. So.
I love that. Jill, she is talking like she's stalking my language because she keeps it simple. I'm a kindergarten princess and I need it simple. Let's just be honest. But, we are sold a bill of goods that we have to spend thousands or do intense labor to be findable. And Denise has an amazing quote or tagline that if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. And it's true. If someone needs your services and they can't find you, they will find someone else. So being findable is very important. And findability, Denise has taught us this, is the first step in SEO. So there's so many powerful things that she does. I would like to throw up her YouTube channel because she's answered about a bazillion questions, we'll say. And she is doing a great job of, I'm going to make us smaller and her bigger for just a second. I know that all of us have gone to her channel looking, and I'm the one that recorded with her. Let me just say this, and I still go look for answers. So
I love it. She does have pretty much almost everything you could possibly think to ask answered here on her channel. So if you do have questions, please head over there. She's at Findability Queen. And she does take into consideration our theme for today with the renew, refresh, repurpose, because she does actually include a little bit of how to repurpose a lot of your stuff to benefit your sites with SEO content as well. So check her out because it is valuable information there for everyone to learn more about how to be findable.
it definitely is. And speaking of someone who has made himself findable, Jill, let me just say that. Sorry, I didn't click the right button. That was supposed to be on there when we got up, and I didn't do it. So that was me. That was me, y'all, again. But Denise has helped Adam be more findable. He's already had over 1.6 million people visit his website in the last 2 years, and that was starting from scratch. So that's pretty amazing. And I will say, I just have to say this, Jill, I'm very excited about this particular interview, and he's clipped some that he'll be sharing for a few weeks.
Yeah.
But I want to say I watched the movie that Dan Watt produced, and none of you all want to miss it. When we come back, we'll give you more information about that, but it's called Everybody Dance. And you really don't want to miss the movie, and you don't want to miss what Dan has to say.
Great.
Thanks, Kim. It's Adam, and I'm not back in my closet, but I am excited to bring you today's Entrepreneurs and Entertainment segment, which features a clip from my 2025 interview with Emmy Award-winning producer Dan Watt. What has been the best part about being an entrepreneur?
It's telling the stories that I want to tell. I think it's because I think there's so much out there, and I always have loved true stories. Now, my mom reminded me that I used to come home from school. Now we're talking like 5th, 6th grade, and I would watch the Phil Donahue Show and Merv Griffin. And my mom and dad would be like, "Why don't you go outside and play?" Everybody's like, in the winter with their sleds down the street. And I'm like, shh, Phil's talking. But for whatever reason, those conversations and those true stories fascinated me. So I thought, well, let's explore that. Let's start with that. I don't want to do scripted. I mean, I've worked on scripted stuff, but I personally didn't want to produce anything in the beginning that was scripted. And I took it from there.
And that is today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment. It's back to you in the GME studio.
Oh my goodness. So Adam is a prime example of being able to repurpose something, because this entire interview is on his entertainment platform, callmeadam.com. Let's say that first, Jill.
Definitely. And I am thinking as I'm watching this, how refreshing it is to hear that some people just want to talk about the real stuff that's happening, that they want to tell the stories that matter to them and not what mainstream is telling them. So it's really cool to see that someone that far down the line in their career in movie production is still wanting to do things that matter most to him. So very excited to hear more from this interview as Adam keeps repurposing it for us.
I love it. And I want to share an image if I can pull it up. I'm just saying Jill is she's probably laughing because of me and all of my wonky stuff. I cannot find it. Why I cannot find it, I do not know. Okay, well, let me just say this. We will pull a picture for you for the Everybody Dance. I just saved it and it is not coming up, Jill.
Oh no.
So I don't know. I'm probably looking in the wrong place. We've met me, but I am not seeing it in my queue. Yep. Nope. So live and messy. We do not have the picture of it right now, but it is so good. It's called Everybody Dance, and I want everybody to go watch it. We'll get a graphic. Oh, there you go. Jill did it. So Jill, I think we have to pop ourselves over to the side.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a great movie, and it is a real story. And I think that is the part that makes me the happiest. I am with Dan in the fact that I really like real stuff. And this was such a beautiful example of like a group of kids that have disabilities that are not left out. They rent an enormous theater for them to do a recital in, a ballet recital. And as you can see in the picture, some of them are actually in a wheelchair or they need assistance. But how amazing is it to have the vision to put something like this out in the world so others could be inspired?
Oh, so cool. So cool.
So there you go, Jill. That's our that is our excitement, I guess, of Adam's. But if you've not listened to the entire interview with Dan Watts on Adam's website, his entertainment platform, head over to callmeadam.com.
Perfect.
I know. I feel like it's like, whoo.
Well, I know something that comes up with a lot of the desires for refresh, repurpose, and renew is that we tend to procrastinate a lot because it's intimidating to go ahead and take our stuff and try to figure out what we want to do with it next, what we've already done with it and not repeat ourselves, just a whole bunch of stuff. So I know I'm not supposed to introduce myself, but Kim, I'm going there because I procrastinate, and otherwise we'd sit here procrastinating to introduce me. But as a roving reporter, I brought this conversation today is why are you procrastinating? And in the Mama Entrepreneur segment today. Thanks, Kim. What are the things that you procrastinate about? For me, in business and motherhood, it is always the things I never want to do. Just kidding. But seriously, sometimes it really is those things. But it's also the things that sometimes I really enjoy doing, like some hobbies or just things that are going to be kind of like self-care. And I just don't do them. And I wait and wait and wait. One of the things, which I'm going to channel my inner Donna Bender, this month is National Crochet Month. And that is one of my projects that I've been wanting to do for a while now. And it's been on my sticky note time coffee list. So where it's a priority, but it's not a priority. When do I make it a priority list? And I finally have been able to move it into my scope. I've started a project and I put it down for a little bit more procrastination, but that's okay. We started it. We're working on it. But there's a few other things that I'm like, let's get off the procrastination wagon and get done. But it doesn't always have to be the things that we don't want it to, do. So just remember, sometimes we've put things off because it wasn't the right season and you're not really procrastinating them. So take a look again and see if it's the right time to start up on that thing that you thought you were procrastinating about. Back to you in the GME studio.
I love this topic, especially with our theme of refresh, renew, and repurpose, because Jill, you're speaking my language. When I get overwhelmed with something, I usually procrastinate whatever it is, like doing whatever. I think you brought up a great topic of the seasons in life. So when you're talking seasons, I'm in a different season of motherhood than you're in. And I love that you have made a space, and I just want to share that really quickly, that tomorrow you actually have a gathering in your Mama Outspoken Village where seasons matter. Like, it is a big deal about seasons when you're a mama. Well, everyone, but especially mamas.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to our village gathering tomorrow. It's a lot of work going on behind the scenes for it, so it should be a good time and a place to kind of discover what seasons we're in and what we're procrastinating on or not procrastinating on.
How do they get to the village so that they can come and join in the morning?
Yes.
Because I think that's important, Jill. And I still want to continue the procrastinating part because, like you said at the end, sometimes procrastinating is not procrastinating. You're just trying to do too much at one time.
Yeah. You can find me and the sign up for the Mama Outspoken Village gathering at mamaoutspoken.com. And procrastinating in our seasons, I think, is a lot of inner work that we have to figure out, like, where are we at? And yes, do we have so much on our plates? Primarily, I like the idea of being able to refresh what we have going on and taking a look at things to see, are we actually procrastinating, or is it just this is not the right season for it right now? And having a village around us of other moms or entrepreneurs, even depending on what role you're working that through with, gives a lot of feedback to kind of do that inner work to see where we are.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm sharing. I'm trying to share. There we go.
Yeah.
So this is the website, mamaoutspoken.com. Here's the village login if you're already a member. But if you just scroll down through here, you find all the things that Jill is doing. And I think it's important, Jill, that everybody can go there easily and they can sign up easily and all of that. So there's that, Jill. There's that.
Thanks, Kim.
Me and my wonky sharing ability. Let's just be real.
Oh, completely okay. Oh, and one thing that we might be procrastinating about is our entrepreneurship adventure and starting it or really getting it going up off the ground, whatever that might be. And sometimes there are reasons why we do that. And it could be because we think we are too old to do something. And that's why I love what Yvonne Marchese brings to the table for us in her segments as a roving reporter with entrepreneurship later in life. And today she is telling us about turning your side hustle into a business.
Thanks, Kim. Some of the most successful second acts started off as side hustles, a small idea, a passion project, something you did just for fun, until one day it became a full-fledged business. I've interviewed several amazing entrepreneurs on my podcast who started small but built something big. So take, for instance, Carmen Gallagher. She is the creator of the popular soap opera called Small Town Drama. It's so fun. Check it out. She was a teacher, and during COVID, she started making funny videos about growing up in the 80s. And she ended up going viral and now has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube and is a full-time content creator. Or take, for instance, Sally Halverson. She's a really talented photographer who specializes in gorgeous flower photography. She is growing her new business, Sally's Blooming Bags, while still working at a regular job. She's preparing for a different kind of retirement as an entrepreneur. She's proving it's not too late to build something new. If you want to turn your side hustle into something more, here's a few things to keep in mind. Number one, treat it like a business. Set goals, track progress, make time for it. That's important. Number two, test and refine. So you got to start small and then learn what works and adjust as you go. And number three, take the leap. When the time is right, go all in. Do the side hustle. Okay, go for it. This could be your next big thing. That's all for now. Back to you in the studio.
I love Yvonne. Her podcast is so fun because it talks to real people. And I was literally in the green room doing my best. I should have done this before, y'all. So this is a lesson learned on my side. But I was trying really hard to get to the episode numbers for Carmen and for Sally because I have not met Carmen, but Sally is an amazing human and has all kinds of cool things that she does with her photography. She's turned it into artwork. She's turned it into bags. And I will just say she has some designer bags that are really nice, y'all. But if you can talk for just a second, Jillo, I'm doing my best to find the number live while we're right here.
Well, excuse me. What I love that Yvonne brings us with this idea is that we're able to renew some of our passions. And she's talked about this before is, what we're able to build a business out of something that we're passionate about. And I like how we can use that and tie it into our theme today with renewing our thought about what we would be able to do with something to make it a business. And I think that on her podcast, where she does talk to entrepreneurs later in life and what they are doing to start a new or renew their journey on entrepreneurship is very powerful for new entrepreneurs as well as seasoned ones to get the encouragement they need to keep going and to go ahead and do things first.
Well, let me just say I epically failed because I can't find the episode numbers while we're live. I was trying. Y'all, I do my best. I'll just say that. But the podcast every single week has such amazing things that she talks about. So go listen. Just bottom line, go listen, go subscribe to it. You can catch it on any of the podcatchers, whatever your favorite one is. So I love, love, love this. Yvonne's doing a great job. And I do want to say, Jill, to the amazing viewers, you are watching Good Morning Entrepreneurs, and this is show number 101. We do have a theme today, and it is refresh, renew, and repurpose. We're doing our best to show you some of the things that we do to renew, refresh, and repurpose. So we've got all the roving reporters this week coming to you from a different part of the GME studio. You can tell the setup's a little different, but they're in the other part of the studio where they're able to be on the big screen. And we're very, very proud that we can do that in the way that we do here online. I also think that repurposing, we're being very open about the things that we repurpose because we want you to try that too. We want you to be able to take some of the heavy out of being a business owner. So there you go, Jillo. There's my little 2 cents worth.
Well, I'm wondering if we can throw this piece in here at this time, since we just did a lovely mid-show reminder of what is going on here. But a little confession is sometimes we don't get to put all the things we want to in our shows, and we might skip over things, but we know that they need to be said out loud. And one of the things is our question of the week. Entrepreneurs come through and sorry, Kim.
So sorry. No. I was poking buttons and accidentally did that. So sorry.
All good. But we get questions all the time from entrepreneurs that we want to answer here. And we missed the opportunity last show because we were so busy having so much fun in our 100th episode. And this question really needs to be answered because it was about celebrating milestones. So I'd love to read our question and we could talk about a little bit more before we get into our next roving reporter as I pull an audible.
As I push the wrong button is what happens.
So our question this week is, I'm coming up to a big milestone. So how can I celebrate?
Oh, so I want to give a couple of examples for things you can do. We just celebrated the 100th show last week for GME, and we gave out celebration certificates. We celebrated people that have been with us and supported the show and are on the journey with us in the community and those kind of things. And we feel like that's a great way to celebrate, is to really literally love on those who have come with you. Jill, you had an event at the beginning of the week. There was also a celebration I'd love for you to talk about because it's a different way to celebrate.
Yes. So the podcast that I am co-host of with Linda Bonney, it's the Mucked Up My Self-Care. We just hit 100 episodes as well because we started around the same time as Good Morning Entrepreneurs. And we got to have a very intimate live audience recording of our 100th episode, which was really, really cool to be able to invite some of our listeners to be there with us and watch us record live and support us in a different way than I think many of them have been able to do in the past. So it was very, very cool to do something different and fun.
It's very nice, Jill. And I want to say this too. You had a house full. Yes. And I think that was a sign of the impact you all are making with Mic'd Up My Self-Care podcast. You know, I want you watching. This is something I think is really important to just pause for just a second, Jill. It is really important that you celebrate things, especially milestones, because it gets hard to go to 100. It's hard to go to 200. It's hard. And sometimes we go there without the numbers to support or the evidence. And sometimes that is a discouraging thing. You know, people all the time say, well, I did 15 podcasts and nobody listened. Well, did nobody listen? Did you actually put it out into the world? Did you actually, there's a lot of questions that go with that. And 15 is a small number for people to find you and get connected and stay with you. Things start multiplying as you go along. Our community we were trying to figure out how many we have. We know it's over 1 million downloads for the community, across all the podcasts. And I think that's important to celebrate as well. Yeah. So what you and Linda did Monday night was a powerful example of stopping and saying, hey, look, we really did this and we are making a difference.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's important to note as well, Kim, something that I think a lot of us have learned in the community is celebrating along the way. Even the little things, just celebrating that we did a show 101 today with all the new changes that we had. That's going to constitute a little bit of a celebration. Getting your first podcast episode out there is a milestone, even though it's just one. It's a celebration. I celebrate when my husband and I do get to record a podcast episode for Mama Outspoken, because sometimes it's a struggle because of our conflicting schedules that it's celebrated every time we record. So don't be afraid to celebrate along the way to those big milestones, because I think it'll make it easier when you do get to plan something really big in recognizing that you can celebrate this big thing because you've been celebrating all along.
And we want to make it clear too, you don't have to have a podcast to celebrate. Whatever you're doing, celebrate. We just are a podcasting community, I think is what I'm going to say. We have so many podcasts in this community. Jillo is part of many podcast recordings. And so that is that's just part of the way that we celebrate things. But we want you to look at your business and what is it that you're doing and you're making, progress with. What are you moving the needle? So anyway, just wanted to add that, Jill. Now for my button pushing magic. Can I just push my button again and make it magical this time? I want to give just a really quick thing about this next video, though. This next segment is repurposed. It's a partial of something that lives on Kat Corchado's website that I literally just pulled it off and repurposed some of it because I thought it was so powerful, a story for her. It tells on her is what I'm going to call it, because Kat is such a kind human and she just wants everybody to get started moving. And I think that that's the part that entrepreneurs and business owners, sometimes we get to our later years and we realize, holy moly, we built this great business, but now we have to spend all the money we made getting well because we didn't take care of us along the way. So I think she is a magical part of my life, I'm going to say, and has helped me tremendously get my health back. But anyway, I'll stop talking, Jill.
Let's go right to Kat Corchado's segment with health and wellness for entrepreneurs.
Hi, I am Kat Corchado, the founder of Small Space Pilates. Now, I know that you're maybe new to fitness. Maybe you're looking for something that's different, a place where you want to belong, that you feel like the space is partially yours. When I first started Small Space Pilates, I went in knowing that everyone has the right to feel good in their body, regardless of what you do. I want you to take care of yourself because I do care. I'm hoping that maybe it'll help you start your fitness journey, to help you to feel better, to help you reach those goals. I'm always open to you reaching out to me and we can have a conversation. That doesn't mean that you have to be a part of the SS Yacht Club, as much as I would love for you to be. But it means that I want to be able to help you get started, whatever that might look like. So I hope that you will reach out and let me know your questions. So until next time, this is the freaking fabulous Kat Corchado, and I hope I get to speak to you soon.
I love Kat.
Me too.
So she is actually, the final night is tonight. Let me just say that, for her 11-minute, I have to always think hard, 11-minute fitness challenge, the Keep It Moving 11-minute fitness challenge. She does believe that everyone can start wherever they are, no pressure of, performance level. But the keep it moving part is so important because there are a lot of people who are recovering from illness or recovering from injuries. Maybe they got a cancer diagnosis and they don't know if it's okay to work out. She's certified in what I'm going to say is everything. She is certified in helping cancer patients. She's certified in helping after, physical therapy. She's certified in so many ways that she can get you back on track. She can get you back on, your journey of health and wellness. So I just want to say all of that.
I will say it's been a melty week for myself, and I missed a couple of the nights of the challenge, but when I finally got to it, it was a much needed just being able to move my body through that. And allow just 11 minutes to be taken up of moving. So I love the ability to do that, even if it is just a couple of minutes a day.
I'm very proud of you for having a rough week and still coming to the challenge. Like we have been at the challenge, and I have to just say this out loud. My husband, I want to give a shout out real quick to him because he just is the ride or die. I don't know what else to call it. He was doing the challenge this week, and he had on work boots because he didn't have time to go change. And anyway, he just jumps right in and does the the challenge, work boots and all. And so Pat's been kicking all of our booties. So
Love it. It's always a good time when Troy is supporting.
Anything Troy's doing, right? Well, I think that Kat is such an amazing human, and she does such a good job of, not only getting all of us healthier and all of that, but she also is a retired military veteran, Air Force to be specific. And she is committed to doing a weekly, it's called the Military Minute, and it is really for the purpose of encouraging military families and military, retired, active duty, all of the ones, and especially women transitioning out of the military into real life. So she's got another Bad A, y'all. I don't cuss, so let me just say that, but she's got another Bad A segment that her podcast, Sisters in Service, sponsors, and we want to go to that, Jill. What do you say to people who don't believe you can do whatever it is you're trying to do?
I just smile and thank them for their opinion. I think a lot of times, a lot of the pushback can come from our friends. It can come from our family. When your family doesn't believe that you can do something, that's a strong opinion. And then you start to say, wow, maybe they're right. Maybe I can't do this. But I think that you have to believe in you. It's nice to have someone in your corner, a spouse, a friend, but you don't need that to start your business. Be your own believer. Believe in you and prove them wrong. That's the best. I don't want to say revenge. It's not revenge, but that's the best. They're like, oh, I didn't believe you. You're like, yes, I know. Well, can you teach me how? And then all of a sudden it all changes. So prove them wrong. That's the best advice I could give, is prove them wrong.
Let me just say that was definitely not just for military. That's what we need to hear too.
Yes.
Believe in yourself and prove them wrong.
Yeah. Kat gave us a great way to renew our confidence and turn doubt into determination.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So, Jill, I want to head into our last segment because we've got quite a bit to talk about in this one. And I think you guys will want to stick around because we're going to be talking some juicy stuff.
Yay. All right, let's head into our last segment, Princess Speak.
So the Princess Speak vocabulary words are actually the simple business language that entrepreneurs and business owners that our community uses on the daily. And this week's word is sexy. So I want you all to understand something very clearly. We have a take on sexy, and we intentionally named our business My Sexy Business, and I want to share why. I think sexy is iconic. I think sexy is long-term. I think sexy is collaborative. I think sexy is community. It's long-term relationships where you really like each other and you care about each other. And that's what business can look like. Some people build a business that they don't want any part of. They just want to invent something, throw it out in the world, and then they want to walk away. That's not what we're talking about. We are talking about a business where relationships matter, long-term matters, and it's sustainable in a different way. I want a business that I own that does not own me or keep me from having the life I want to live. And I think that's what we have accomplished in my sexy business. But I want all of you watching, Jill, you too, I want all of you to say my sexy business.
Ready? My sexy business.
Okay. We named it intentionally, so you would have to call your business sexy. Instead of it's mine, it's my. And you guys need to practice that. What do you want out of your business? What do you want for your life? Your business should support your life. So I want all of you, that's my wish for all of you, is to have a sexy life that is sustained and upheld and supported by a sexy business.
I love it. It's a refreshing way to look at that word, because I know when I'm asked, well, what does that even mean? It gives me a really great opportunity to change someone's mind about how the word sexy is used, because really, what is more appealing than owning a business that doesn't own me, that I get to tell when I'm working, how I'm working, when I'm living my life, and how I'm living my life. So it's very opening to talking about our businesses in an exciting way, because we aren't bogged down by all that heavy. And it truly is, in my opinion, something that's very sexy for us as entrepreneurs to have.
Well, and I'm going to give a little confession. We started with a confession. We're going to end with what in the world? We make a lot of confessions around here. I built a business that was not sexy at all, and it was consuming me. It was taking away my relationships. It was taking away my life. Literally was destroying my health. And I had to stop and refresh my, my thinking on it. I had to renew that thing of, why did I really want a business? I wanted a business so I would have freedom. And I had created just the opposite. I had created this hamster wheel of running fast all the time and not having the ability to do anything I really wanted. And so I feel like that speaks to a lot of people like me. I think that is something that, I just believe very much that a lot of people have created monsters and beasts out of their businesses instead of the sexy part that's possible.
Yeah. I think when we start for the first time in entrepreneurship, we can overload ourselves with a lot too, because that's what I did. I jumped full into the deep end, not even to the shallow end, and learned how to swim. And I think we can admit that sometimes that happens in entrepreneurship. So I know I had to learn a hard way myself, and I had guidance. So I was very appreciative to that. So keep listening for more episodes where we talk about how to have this sexy life and sexier business.
Love it. Love it. Well, we appreciate you watching today and you being with us. We are so grateful to be on show number 101. We're grateful that you can have a sexy business right alongside us. Keep joining us every Friday, and we will see you next week. Love y'all. Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central.
This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.